It's really not that good. What's up guys, James here from Reflect the Screen, and today I review Pacific Rim, Uprising. Pacific Rim Uprising is the sequel to director Guillermo del Toro's Pacific Rim, which was a very fun monsters vs. robot film I actually enjoyed more on the second time. Now, Uprising, the sequel, comes 5 years later, and without del Toro. Instead, replace him with director Stephen S. DeKnight, who's well known for one episode of Daredevil and a bunch of Spartacus stuff. Uprising takes place a decade after the war and centers around John Boyega's character Jake Pentecost, who's the son of Idris Elba's character from the first film. Now, as he says many times, John Boyega is neither his father's son nor a war hero. Along the way, he meets Amara, another loner, played by actress Cailee Spaeny. They both get into some trouble trying to steal Jaeger parts, and eventually they're thrown into prison. The military gives them the ultimatum: you can fight to save the world from more kaiju, or you can go to prison for the rest of your life. Which one do you think they chose? Now, let's start with the good. Oh, okay. Semi-decent. There are only really two redeemable qualities in this film, the first being John Boyega. Now, his charisma and his charm carried this film and really made the script seem a little bit better than it had any business being. I liked his brother-sister relationship with Amara. That was enjoyable, but it just wasn't enough to pick up the rest of the film, and I do feel bad for John Boyega. I think he truly deserves better, and honestly this just reaffirms my belief that he needs a more prominent role in the next Star Wars film. The second redeemable quality is the care that was taken into the special effects. I was really in awe at how large the film felt in the 3 short action sequences it had. I loved the big monsters versus robots approach again. It was fun. I think the team that you only hear about in the end credits really deserves a lot of credit because it salvaged this film that was otherwise a mess.
There's something you need to see. Well, he's pretty big.
Now, think of everything bad about the first Pacific Rim. The cringy dialogue, the lackluster writing, and the subpar to bad acting. Now multiply that by 10, and that is exactly what you get with Pacific Rim Uprising. I mean, this sequel really had no business being made if this were going to be the end product. For the first 30 minutes, I really was able to excuse the bad humor, but after that, I just really couldn't overlook the writing. It was very, very, very tough to be okay with what I was viewing. The humor went from whatever to why is this even a thing? And none of the jokes hit, and 99% of the time they were incredibly mistimed. In the middle of a big action sequence, you get a bad joke about a relationship or something of the sort. And the acting. Holy cow, the acting was, outside of John Boyega, very, very, very poor. Scott Eastwood being the worst offender. I know inanimate objects that can act better than Scott Eastwood. This water bottle, this air freshener, my inhaler. Scott Eastwood plays the brotherly figure to Boyega's character, and let me tell you, I just don't understand how he continues to get work in Hollywood. For the majority of the film, he was acting through his teeth, and for some reason, I don't know why, he keeps getting pushed as the top billed actor. I just don't think it's gonna happen. He's not going to be an A-lister, and he's at his absolute worst here. I was hoping to find reprieve from the awful acting with otherwise funny people like Charlie Day, but unfortunately not even he could save this film. I mean, I'm almost convinced at this rate that Charlie Day should stick to TV and just lay off the silver screen. The film really tries to save itself with these grand spectacles, especially in the third act, and like I said, they're unfortunately still problematic. They're too short. It's almost like whoever supervised the score went into Google and said how to find epic scores and just took the top search result, threw it in the movie, and found different variations of it. It never complimented any of the action sequences well, and I felt like I was watching a generic ripoff of Transformers. And please, do not get me started on this poorly executed twist that somehow Stephen S. DeKnight and his fellow writers thought would be okay to throw in just out of nowhere. In the third act, I don't get it. It just doesn't make sense, like the entire film. Doesn't make sense. I'm just so disappointed. What Del Toro created was tarnished, thrown into the ground, punched in the mouth, and fed to the nastiest kaiju. I almost hope another sequel's not made, because if it's anything like this, it's gonna be a mess. I guess we'll always have part 1, huh? Well guys, if you like this review better than you're gonna like the movie, go ahead and give this video a like. Subscribe for more content, and go to reflectthescreen.com where I'll be posting more news articles and some reviews that might not make it on film. Like this film should not have made it on film. Thanks guys for watching. I'm James. Catch you at the next screening.